Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Sorry if I sound a little gross. I'm kind of sick. It's really hot, but also my ring light is really bright, but good lighting. Okay, so today we're going to talk about my top 10 books of 2023. I was going to do 23, but I only read like 38, 39, 30 something. I think 39 books during 2023. So that would be like half of it, and it was already hard picking 10 because like a lot of the books I read were like mediocre and not very good. Also, I will be sniffling a lot during this video, so sorry if that annoys you, but you're gonna have to deal with it. I wrote in my little journal all my books that I enjoyed, that I thought were, you know, at least good enough to make it to YouTube. This year I read like a lot of mediocre books. Like none of them, there was a couple that stood out to me, like two that really stood out to me. But other than that, they weren't that good. So next year my goal is to read books that I think I'll like better rather than short books to get through my TBR, or like, you know, I don't know how to put it, but like books I think I'll actually love and not just be like, you know? Okay, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is Crave. Now, this book, I gave it 5 stars. Looking back on it, probably shouldn't have. Definitely not a 5-star book. But I was in a really big book slump, and this is a thick book, and I read it in like 3 days. It was just like a fun time. It was a good time, and it really made me want to read, even though it's not the best book out there. Like, I know for a fact this book is not groundbreaking or anything. It was just fun, and I had a fun time reading it. So if you don't know, this is about a girl. She's mortal, and her parents end up dying, and she has this uncle who owns a school for the supernatural. Now, she doesn't know that it's a school for the supernatural, and she ends up falling in love with this vampire. And it's very cheesy and very predictable, but I love it, and I'm excited to read the next book in the series, which is on my shelf over there. Not behind me, over there. But yeah, you'll see that in my next video, which is 24 books I want to read in 2024. So be on the lookout for that, because I do have to film it and then edit it. But be on the lookout. I'll put a link down in the description whenever I upload it, so you can go watch it. Okay, coming in at number 9 is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. I read this very early on in the year, and I do not remember anything that happened. So I do need to reread this. Now you're probably thinking, girl, why is this on your TBR? Why is this on your best books if you don't remember anything that happened? Because it started my love for the series. I know that I want to finish a series and that I want to read it, so thus it is on my 2023 best books of 2023. Let me speak. But if you don't know what this book is about, it's about these two twins who think they're normal, and then one day they get summoned to this academy for the supernatural. Are you sensing a theme here? And they discover they're the long-lost princesses of this kingdom. And it's a bully romance. Not really a romance in here. I just remember thinking this book was fun and kind of cheesy again. But like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, you know? Like, I'm not here to read the best books that are perfectly written and explainable with complex worlds and all that stuff. Like, obviously I have some of those that I do want to read, but like, I also enjoy a silly, goofy time. So this is number 9. Next up, we have King of Wrath at number 8. This is one of the better romances that I read this year. I didn't read, a lot of them were just like short, sweet, smutty romances, or short and sweet romances that were just like meh to me. But this one, I absolutely loved it. I'm trying to think of like why I loved it, but I enjoyed the writing style a lot. The male main character, swoon-worthy, so swoon-worthy. I don't remember his name. What's his name? Dante, love him. But this is a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers book, and it's pretty simple. And I don't know, I just loved it. I just enjoyed it. Again, fun time. I'm here for a fun time. Not a long time. Girl, shut up. You already said that. I'm just being blinded by this ring light, and that's why I'm going insane. But yeah, number 8. I read this later in the year, but it didn't really stick out to me, but it stuck out more. It left me feeling, I think this was a higher rating than both of these books. Actually, no, because Crave was 5. I don't know, I just liked it, okay? I just liked it. Next up, we have Throttled by Miss Lauren Asher. This one, okay, so here's the thing. I thought I read Collided this year, and that would have been easily up here. But apparently, I didn't, because I was looking at my Goodreads, and it was like, Collided's not there. So apparently, I didn't read Collided this year. I read it last year, which is wild to me, but I put this on here at number 7 instead of Collided, in place of Collided, because I love Collided. I think Collided is so good. But this is in the Dirty Air series, so if you don't know, that's about a bunch of F1 racers. And yeah, it's their romances. So this one follows Maya and Noah, and what? Oh, his name is Noah. I'm so confused. I was reading the back to remember what it was about, and I was so confused for a minute. But this follows Maya and Noah, as I said, and it's their romance. I think it was enemies to lovers, forbidden lovers. Yeah, forbidden. Because I think they're on opposite, no, they are on the same team. And her brother, Maya's brother, doesn't like Noah. So it's kind of forbidden. I don't think it's enemies to lovers, but I could be wrong. Just know that I wish I could put Collided on here instead and not Throttled, because I love Collided. Collided was so much better than this, but I do enjoy the 2 books that I read in this series. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the next book I don't physically own. I read it on my Kindle. It was Guild. So at number 6, we have Guild. Let me think. This is a King Midas retelling about this woman who is made of gold, and it's a fantasy romance. The first book included no romance, but I remember really enjoying it and thinking, oh my gosh, this is such a fun time, and it was a good fantasy. I do plan on continuing on the series in 2024, which you'll see again in my new video, in my next video probably, about the books I want to read in 2024. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, to be quite honest. I don't really remember what happened. I remember being kind of bored, but I remember really liking it. Like, you ever have a book where you're just like, I'm bored, but like you're not bored? I don't know. I have short-term memory, guys, so I don't know why I'm doing this video. Like, I literally don't remember what happened yesterday. So why am I doing this video? Okay, we're gonna move on because I can't. Next up, we have Cruel King. I also read this on my Kindle. I freaking loved this book. It was like candy to me. It was so good. So good. There were some times where I was like, what is happening? Like, literally, I'm so confused. What is happening? But it was so good. I don't even remember what it's about. It was a bully romance. I know that. So if you don't like that, don't check it out. But I love me a bully romance. I think they're so good. And it's so hard for me to find a good bully romance because I read Bully by Penelope Douglas and I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? But when a bully romance is done right, so good. So good. It was a bully romance, and it's the first book in the Rena Kent reading order universe type thing. I don't know. It was just so good. I don't remember literally anything that happened, but I remember being obsessed with it, and it was like handed to me. Like, I could not stop reading it. Like, all I wanted to do was read it. It was so good. Okay, next I do on this book, we have The Dark King by Gina L. Maxwell. This is a marriage of convenience, not a marriage of convenience. Let me think. Okay, I thought. So, basically what happens is this girl, our female main character, wants this trip to Vegas, and randomly, and she has a good night and all that stuff, and then she wakes up married to this man, and neither of them remember how it happened. Turns out that man owns the nightclub that she was at, or the place she was at, and is also the Dark Fae King. Like, are you kidding? Let it happen to me. Let it happen to me, please. And it's a romance, and it's good. And I need to read Rebel King, which is the second book in this series, trilogy, I don't know, but I need to read Rebel King soon. Also gonna be on my next video. I just thought of it, but it's their romance. It's between Bryn and Caden. Oh my god, Caden. I remember Caden. I just love this book. It was like candy to me. Didn't want to stop reading it. It was so good. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Next we have The Dare by Harley Ruru. Now, if you'll notice, this is a short book. And that's because I'm currently reading The Losers that follow this book. And I can tell that The Losers is going to be a 5 stars series for me because I'm so freaking in love with these characters and the story. There's not really a story, but you know, it's just smart. Okay? It's a why choose romance between, what's her name? Jessica, Vincent, Lucas. I don't know their names. I need to grab them. Hold on, pause, time out. Okay, I changed my mind. We're not gonna figure out their names because I'm lazy, because it's over there on my nightstand, and it's at the bottom of the stack of books, and I'm not gonna go get it. But it's a why choose romance between 4 guys and 1 girl, and this is basically the prequel for it. And yeah, it's incredibly spicy. So look up trigger warnings. I don't think there are any trigger warnings in this book. No, there's no trigger warnings in this book, but there is a lot of smut, and it says so on the first page about what it includes. So be aware of that if you do read this. But if you think you're gonna be into this, girl, please, 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 please read it. It is so good. If you just want a short little time, read it. Next up, we have a more recent book that I've read, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm currently reading Kingdom of the Curse and annotating that, but I freaking love this book. Wrath, oh, so good. Love him. Love him, 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 love him. So we follow Amelia and Wrath, and Amelia's twin sister dies. And she finds out she's been working with dark magic, summoning devils, blah, 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 blah. So she decides to summon a devil herself to get some answers. And she summons Wrath. And they go on this adventure to solve the murder. They don't solve the murder in this book. So If you're curious what's behind this murder, girl, me too. You're gonna have to keep reading the series. And you follow them trying to solve this murder and their romance, and it's great, and I love it. And this is one of my prized possessions. I love it so much. So good, so good, so good. And then the last book on my top 10 books of 2023 is Miss Flawless by Elsie Silver. Like, come on. Come on. I love this book so much, and I need to get back into the Chestnut Springs world. I need to reread this and then continue on in the Chestnut Springs world because I love this. I think about this book all the time. I'm like, dang, I wish I was reading Flawless right now. Dang, I wish this book was like Flawless. So, if you haven't heard what this book is about, it's about this girl, I forgot her name. Oh well, we're not gonna know her name. We follow this girl, and her dad, she works for her dad. What is her name? Summer and Brett. We follow Summer, and Summer works for her dad. Her dad owns this like PR company, and she works for him. And then Brett gets in a little trouble with Brett is a bull rider, and he gets in trouble by saying he doesn't like milk. So, and it gets him in a lot of trouble because everyone's like, you don't like milk and you support this company, blah 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 blah. It's insane. It's wackadoo, but it's fine because it makes for a great plot for a book. Anyways, her dad is like, Summer, you need to be his babysitter and make sure he cleans up his act. And she's like, fine. So they fall in love. And it's so good. It's a chunky book, but it's worth every single page. It's enemies to lovers. And it's kind of like long-term liking. Because it is age gap. Because she had a crush on him when she was younger. Like, she had a poster of him in her bedroom. And yeah, it's a cowboy romance, small town. Do I need to say more? Please, 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 if you have not read this book, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Read it. Also, I love this cover. I think the bull is so cute. The little bullhorn. Oh, bullhorn? Bull skull is so cute. But yeah. What am I yapping about? I don't know. Read it. Cowboy romance. Also, Brett is a bull rider, and if you didn't know. But yeah, do yourself a favor. Pick this up. Read it. If you take nothing away from this video, at least take this. Read it. Please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Okay, besties. Those were my top 10 books of 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do all the cool YouTube stuff you know how to do. Like this video, or subscribe. Okay? Okay. I will see you all in my next video. Happy New Year. Love you.